Hello and good morning, everyone. I am Adrienne Ostras. I am your Integrity Connector this morning. I am super excited to be here with you. We are day 2. Like yesterday, October 1st, the energy was so electric in our office, and I just absolutely love this time of year. I love the industry that we are in, feeling so grateful and blessed to work with each of you. I see so many familiar names on this morning. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here this morning. I know it is a crazy time of year, and so your time is valuable, and I am going to try and stay on track best I can and just focus on the feature I'm going to talk about this morning. So this is not a full Integrity Connect training. We do have, the full training. We have multiple training resources within the platform, multiple nationwide webinars that are going on. But this morning, I am specifically going to be talking about the brand new voice signature option on Integrity Connect. So I am very excited to show you how to do this. And if you have questions at any time, please ask them. This is the time, okay? Like I said, time is valuable. So any questions that you have, if you're on Zoom, find the Q&A box. So the chat is disabled. So on the Zoom, find the Q&A box, ask any questions you have. Let me know how you're feeling. I would love to know, like October 2nd, how are you doing? Thumbs up, thumbs down, you don't know? I would love to know. And then if you're on Facebook Live, just find the comment box and we will get your questions answered. Alrighty, I'm gonna start sharing my screen. It sounds like you can hear and see me. I see one comment coming through. All right, we got a thumbs up from Steven. Thank you. That is so good. Good to hear. I'm gonna move my screen down a little bit. Hopefully you can all see that. Anna, yes, we can hear you, see you. Great. Okay. So just so everyone is aware, uh, hopefully you already know this, but MedicareCENTER got a rebrand. So it is no longer MedicareCENTER. It is now called Integrity Connect. It is still the same platform, same login credentials. It is just now called Integrity Connect because it does so much more than just Medicare enrollments, right? It does all of your life, your final expense, your IULs. It's your CRM for marketing and keeping track of your production, and it just does so much more than that. So it is officially called Integrity Connect. You will go to integrity.com to access it. So integrity.com, you click login. If this is your first time on the portal, you will have to sign up. You'll have to create an account. And don't worry, it doesn't cost anything to access this technology or create an account. This platform, is at no cost to you. So when you hit login, if it's your first time, you will click sign up. Very easy. You put your NPN in, you'll get an email to verify your account. Make sure you're checking the spam folder for that. You verify your account, and then you're able to log in right away. And then those of you who have been using the platform, it's still the same. It's your NPN and password, and you will hit continue. Once you get logged in, this is what we call Integrity Connect. This is the technology that I'm talking about when I say Integrity Connect. So you're not going to any other platform within here. You're not navigating anywhere else. Everything that you will do is right here on this dashboard, okay? And it might look a little different for everybody. Like you'll see some numbers in here. For me, maybe you don't have numbers in there yet, but this platform is definitely going to help you, save time to sell more. I do recommend if it is your first time to go into your account settings and make sure you have everything set up. That'll be in the other training videos. But how you do that is you just click that profile icon in the top right and you go to account. And then I would just go through that to make sure everything is set up correctly for you. But like I said, this morning I am focusing specifically on the brand new voice signature that we have. If you've been familiar with this platform, you have always been able to do enrollments virtually. but you had to send the application to your client via text or email. So that virtual option is still in here. You can still send the application via text or email to have your client sign it. And then you can also, what's always been in here is to be able to do face-to-face enrollments. So if you're, meeting with your clients in person, you can do those applications in this portal as well. And then the brand new one is going to be the voice signature. So you will have to be on that recorded line, right? To collect a voice signature, you have to be on a recorded line. And remember, you have a recorded line within this Integrity Connect platform, okay? I will just kind of put the plug in too that I do recommend you start submitting the applications on Integrity Connect. That way you have access to all of its AI features, okay? So you'll notice here in the middle under policy snapshot, I have a lot of unlinked policies. And this is because I've been writing those apps somewhere else, okay? Whether it's the carrier or another platform. So it's going to unlinked, and that's a lot of work to come in here and link all of these policies. So to not have to do that, I recommend that you start writing the applications on here, and then that policy will automatically link to that contact record, which is great, right? You have complete access to your own data in here. You deserve to have access to your data, right? And you get that with Integrity Connect. So now I'm going to kind of jump into, well, how do I do this voice signature, okay? How you begin is by creating a contact, and you can do that two different ways. You can hit this little plus sign in the top right corner and hit contact, and that'll take you to the screen to create a new contact. Or you can come over here to clients, and then you will click add new in the top right corner, okay? I know that we do not have the best internet in this building, so I apologize. So you will click add new. And then when you are creating a contact, you only have to have first name, last name, phone number. But I highly recommend that you fill out all of the information you can as possible. This way it goes into the scope, it goes into the quote, it goes into the application, right? You're doing it once when you create the contact record. So you do first name, last name, date of birth. You'll do address, the zip code. And you'll notice when I typed in the zip, it didn't automatically select my county. And that is because there's more than one county here. This is really important. This is how you run a Medicare Advantage quote. We have to know the county to run a quote. We have to know the county to provide you that correct TPMO disclaimer, with the counts that says how many plans you represent. We have to know the county for that. So make sure you have that in the contact record. You only have to have the phone number. We will verify it for SMS, meaning we will verify that they can receive text messages because you can text your clients through here. And then I do recommend putting an email address in here. I know not all clients have emails, but if they have one or if you're helping them create one, make sure you put the email address in here. This gives you opportunity to use more features within this platform. You can put in the Medicare ID number, the Part A, Part B, if they have Medicaid and if they have LAS. You want to select this information if they have it on this contact record. That way, when you're running the quotes, the premiums will calculate correctly, okay? We're going to click Create Contact. And then it's going to take you to the contact record automatically. So here's my client Eldercare test in Arkansas, age 66. It is letting me know that this is a potential duplicate because I use the same phone number for all of these. This is why I do recommend having emails, an individual email for all of your clients as well. That way you don't have any duplicates. And then that way there's no issue of linking activity to that specific contact, okay? As you scroll through the contact record, this is where, you'll see the stage, this updates automatically. If you're using all the features in this platform, this updates automatically for you. So you don't have to worry about changing that. This is where you can create any custom tags. I know every agent organizes their data differently, so this helps you to organize it however you want to, okay? So you can create as many tags as you want. The contact details are over here on the left. This is where you would be able to edit them if you needed to. This is where you can set any reminders that you have. And then this is where you will be able to see all the activity that is happening with your client. And this will log automatically. And you can make some notes. So I'm going to start talking about this tab up here. So you'll notice like this is kind of where you're going to be going to most when you're in a contact record are these tabs. So this first one is the Connect tab. This is where you can send your clients text messages. This is where you can call them on that recorded line. So I showed you, or I didn't show you in this training, but in another training, you can have your clients call you on your agent recorded phone number. We give you all your own phone number for the recorded line. You just have your client call that, and that's an inbound call to you on that recorded line. Everything is recorded automatically. You can do an outbound call. You would come here to calls, you would click make a call, and what happens is it does an automated three-way. So it's going to call you, the agent, first, and then it's going to call your client. Okay, so again, it's automatically done. So you just click make a call, you, the agent, answer the phone, calls your client, you're on the recorded line. And then this is also where you can send any scopes of appointment. Okay, you just click send a new one, text, email. If they fall into the category of the exception for the 48-hour rule, make sure you uncheck that, okay? But if not, you do have to have that scope 48 hours prior. Then there's the policy tab. This is where you would be able to see any pending policies, current policies, or any previous policies. This is what is really cool about our platform is that we do get a feed from the carrier on your policy data. So we would be able to let you know, who your current policies are for all of your carriers, right? You're not having to go into each carrier portal to see those clients and then these clients. You have them all in one place. And then next is the medical profile. Whoops, what did I do wrong? Let me go back. Try again. Never seen that screen before. Let's try again. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go back into the one I just created. And then medical profile. Okay, this is where you add the providers, prescriptions, and pharmacy. Providers, prescriptions, and pharmacy. This is going to pertain to Medicare Advantage and prescription drug quoting. Health info and conditions. This pertains to the life quoting, okay? Because remember, you can do both in here now. So you will add providers. When you're adding providers, I recommend that you select all of the addresses that are available to make sure you know the locations that they are in network in, okay? And then this is also where you add hospitals. You can add hospital specialist. You can search by the field they're in. For prescriptions, you can see like if there's a generic, it'll say, do you want to use the generic? Entering in prescriptions is, I think, the most important part of y'all's job. Prescriptions are complicated, and it's really important to pay attention to how you're entering them in because there's a lot of different forms. So just make sure you're paying attention to whether it's a tablet or a capsule or solution, or if it's extended release. I mean, these all play a big role in the estimate you're giving your clients. I'm just adding a few so you can see what the results look like. And then for pharmacies, you can add up to 3. And then on the financial profile, this pertains to the life side of quoting as well. Okay, so if you're wanting a coverage estimate to calculate like their coverage needs, you can fill out their financial profile and save that on their contact record too. I mean, it's a big deal to be able to save all of the information in one place and not have to go back and enter it again. So once you have, the medical profile filled out, then you will be able to hit start a quote. Okay. I recommend that you do it this way. I recommend that you create the contact and then you start running the quote through the contact record. And this is, again, so you're saving the work, and then it's also so you can get, those more specific quotes. You can come up here to quick quote and run a really quick quote. I only recommend that you do that if you're just trying to see what's available in an area for yourself. But if you are running a quote for someone specific, I highly recommend you create the contact and then run the quote through the contact record. So you'll see here, start a quote. This is asking you if you want to do life or health. I love that this platform does both now. Like, I hope, like, if you've only been doing Medicare, hopefully this inspires you to start, offering your clients the life products too, and then vice versa, right? If you're just doing life, I hope this inspires you to do the health. We want you to be a one-stop shop for your clients, just like we're a one-stop shop FMO for you, right? So you'll notice, like as I'm running the quote, this little Ask Integrity window pops up. This Ask Integrity chat box down here, this little eye with the circle, this is our built-in AI technology, right? We are the first in the industry, which I love to brag about, to have a digital assistant like this that is specific to an insurance agent. It's very impressive. And because I put in that drug Lipitor, it is telling me, like, based on the medications, this client most likely sees a specialist. So I need to make sure, like, I didn't just get their PCP, I'm getting their specialist too. So if I need to go back and enter that doctor, I can do that here. Just click review providers. Or if I know I got the specialist, I can just continue to plans. And then on this screen, this by default, all these plans that I'm looking at right now, these are all the plans that I can write on the platform. Okay. So this means like I will have this apply button, right? October 15th. And I can write the application on here. That is what that means. Okay. I do recommend that agents come over here to the right-hand side on the additional filters and uncheck my appointed plans. I recommend that you do. I'm not just going to recommend you something and not explain why I recommend it, okay? I think it's important to know where I'm coming from. So I recommend that you uncheck this because it's going to create that environment as if you were quoting on Medicare.gov. Okay, this is going to show you all the plans available. This is going to show non-commissionable plans. This is going to show, suppressed plans that, maybe you have to, do a paper app for or use the carrier portal for. I mean, this is going to be how you can quote all plans. I'm going to jump to the effective date of November 2025 just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So as I'm scrolling, I have my appointed plans unchecked. So you'll notice here like this Cigna True Choice Medicare PPO, it is commissionable, but there is not an apply button. Okay, this means I cannot write this plan on this platform. This means I have to go to the carrier portal to write it. As I scroll down, you can see, well, I can write the Cigna Preferred Medicare HMO on here because I have an apply button, okay? You'll be able to see which ones you can write on here and which ones you might have to go to the carrier portal to write, okay? You'll also see like on here, I'm gonna go back up to this Cigna one. Like these little blue text, these are just like quick previews. So you don't have to like keep going back and forth into the plan details. You can see quickly like what's covered, what's not covered. Green check means covered, red minus means not covered. And I can do that for the pharmacies, the providers, and the prescriptions. Okay. You can come into plan details. This is where you'll be able to see more of the details. This is where it breaks it down by month, by phase, by drug tier, all of the benefits on the plan. This is where you will see the plan documents, the summary of benefits, the evidence of coverage. You would be able to see all of that in these plan details. So as you scroll, like I can expand these months. It's telling me the phase, the cost of the drug per month, the total cost for that month, the drug tiers, what's covered, what's not covered, any restrictions and quantity limits. Pay attention to those restrictions, very important. And then all the benefits, okay? And then as you keep scrolling to the bottom, this is where you will find those plan documents. So I recommend right-clicking and opening in a new tab. If you click on it without right-clicking in a new tab, it'll change this window, okay? It doesn't open in a new tab by itself. So that's why I recommend that. So all of the evidence of coverage, summary benefits, all the required documents that you need are here. Okay, so now we're going to get to the good stuff. Okay, the voice signature. So we're going to click apply. This pre-enrollment checklist box just pops up as a reminder. So you can just close this box because we have the voice signature now. The pre-enrollment checklist is going to be built into the next screen. So you can just close this box. And then this is where it's going to ask you how to sign in. Hopefully everyone's paying attention because I'm going to explain this. The wording has not been updated for voice signature. So I'm going to tell you where to go for the voice signature. It's asking, how will you be completing this form? Option 1 says phone virtual. This means you are sending the application to the client via text or email to sign. Okay? Phone virtual equals text email signature. Face-to-face, this means they are there with you in person. So you can absolutely do in-person apps on here. But this is also where the voice signature is. Okay, I know it can be a little confusing, but if you're taking notes, face-to-face equals voice signature. So you'll select that and hit continue. And then what's going to happen is it's going to open in a new tab for you. This is taking you to the application. No additional login to the carrier portal or anything. This is how it saves you so much time, right? That one username and password. You're not going to other portals or platforms. You're doing everything just in one place. And I'm going to jump into my other staging account. That way I can actually do the signature process with you. You can practice this yourself. You can create a test contact like I'm doing. You can go through the voice part. You can go through the application part, but I do recommend that you do not hit submit on the application unless it is a real application that you're submitting, okay? Just give me 1 second. I'm going to show you how fast I can go. Maybe if I don't get click happy. So remember, I'm hitting that county. You just have to have at least one contact method. Oh. Create the contact. You can do the SOA under Connect, save prescriptions under medical, start a quote, health. Man, why does it keep doing that to me? Maybe I'm going too fast. And I will absolutely get to questions once I complete this application, okay? I am going to do the health spring one because, whoops, 2025. I gotta do a 2025. I can't enroll for 2026 yet. And I will say, if you're in this platform, let the page fully load before you click on anything else. Okay. So the page is loaded. Now I can change it to 2025 and then I'll get the results. So I like to use the Cigna/HealthSpring because they are paying on HRAs, and I want to show you how that HRA shows up, okay? So apply, close the box, face-to-face for voice signature, continue. Now it's going to open that application in the new window. And then what's going to pop up is a box that is required for me to read word for word on that recorded line, right? Remember, we are doing this recording, we are doing this enrollment on that recorded line. So I can't stress how important that is for using this voice signature. It's got to be recorded. You got to have that proof. And so you'll notice the first thing that pops up are the pre-enrollment statements. So per CMS, there is a pre-enrollment checklist. You have to go over these things before you continue to the application. For recorded calls, ask the following: do I have permission to record this enrollment? Yes. It's important to ensure the beneficiary is aware of all of their benefits and associated costs. Please take a moment to confirm the appropriate benefits have been removed. These are the benefits that are required of you to go over: their premium, their deductible, their doctor in-network copays, specialty copays. Like, you have to go over all of these benefits. Benefits have been reviewed with the beneficiary. Check. These are the required disclaimers. Cigna is a Medicare Advantage. Like, you have to read all of these word for word. Benefits may change January 1st. The evidence of coverage provides a complete list of all coverage. Remember, I'm doing this training specifically on the voice signature part. This is a voice enrollment, so this is why it's required that you have to read these on the recorded line. Okay? Once you read all of those, you will hit continue applying. Now, this is the application part. This doesn't have to be read word for word. This is just you asking the questions on the application, okay? This is a great service, right? This is you doing the work for them, navigating the computer for them. Continue. Then it asks the Medicare number. The Part A and Part B effective dates. The enrollment period. During AEP, starting October 15th, in years past, you didn't have to select an enrollment period. It was just by default AEP. So this most likely will not be required like it is now. All of these questions are specific to the carrier application. How you're paying your premium, the effective date, the agent information. This will automatically be filled out for you. It's just not for me in this environment. Statement of understanding. You're doing the voice enrollment. You do not have to read this screen word for word. When you get to the voice signature process, this will pop up for you to read. You will select I am the person listed on this enrollment form. And this is because the client is signing the application, okay? The only time you would not select I am the person listed is if they have a POA. And then once you get to the review and submit page, you will scroll to the bottom. And then this is where you will click continue to voice signature. This is required of you to read word for word, right? These little pop-up boxes that pop up, this is how you know, like I have to read this for that voice signature. So you are enrolling an electronic transaction that will be verified by electronic signature. This agreement to use electronic transaction only applies to this enrollment. You may request to cancel this enrollment. You have to read all of these. If you agree to complete your enrollment now, please state your name, your date of birth, and that you agree. If the applicant agrees, state the following. Thank you. We will now proceed with the enrollment. Continue applying. And then you'll get a nice pretty green check mark that the signature was recorded. And then now you hit submit. And then this will be the application being sent to the carrier. You will get a confirmation page. You'll see here, application submitted. Over here to the right, you will see a confirmation number. This is how you sleep at night, okay? You got to have that confirmation number. That's how you know it was successfully sent to the carrier. You can download a PDF copy of the application. You will always be able to reference this PDF copy in the contact record, so you don't have to download it, okay? If there is an HRA, there will be a blue button here. You'll see it on my screen right now, complete health risk assessment. If it's available to do, there will be this button. You click it. It has to be done at the time of submission when you're using the IntegrityCONNECT technology, okay? So you can't go back into IntegrityCONNECT to do the HRA. You will need to do it when you submit this application, okay? And then once you've submitted the application, you can come back into the contact record, and then you will see in the activity, the date and time the application was submitted. You'll get a copy of that confirmation number. So here in the activity, confirmation number, a copy of it. You can make certain notes about it. And then if I was on that recorded line in here, you would have a copy of that call recording in here as well. Okay. And that is how you do a voice signature enrollment on IntegrityCONNECT. I am going to open the floor for questions. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to be here this morning. Hopefully you're super excited about this new feature. I hope this helps a lot of you save time and to help those clients who might not be as tech savvy, to sign via text or email. You'll now be able to do that voice signature. So super excited for all of you. If you have to jump off, thank you again. Have a great AEP. We are absolutely here for you. If you need anything, please call us. This is where we shine best, right? When you're in the nitty-gritty, this is where we shine best in helping agents. So now I'm going to go through the questions. I do see quite a few on here. Along with your help, Josie is working with me closely to get ready for AEP. Both of you are rock stars. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much. Rudy, if your client is not currently in Integrity but added by you and their current policy is in another database, does it still populate? No. So you are absolutely responsible for creating the contacts. If you were using another platform last year, we did push that data last year, but we are not doing that again. So any contacts that you have, any clients that you have, you will need to get them created in here. And then on the policy dashboard, if you do have unlinked policies, I recommend coming over here, clicking that number and start linking them, okay? You just click link to contact, and then if they're already a contact in here, it'll suggest them. You can search them, but more than likely you will have to create a new contact to link that policy to the contact. With ancillary policies from CSG show up in our policies tab. Lila, yes, it will. Not all ancillary. I think carriers are opted into this policy feed, but yes, it's not just Medicare Advantage policies. It's MedSup, it's final expense. You'll just see what we get a feed on by clicking that number. What are the identifiers that will generate this? Rudy, you'll have to be more specific on what you're talking about. I probably went past that part, right? Uh, Mathani, yes, unchecking appointed plans makes all the difference in the world. Yes, girl, it makes all the difference, right? Anna, is that Cigna PPO with no apply button because you are not appointed to write the policy, or is it because Cigna won't let it through Integrity? So it's because Cigna doesn't allow it on third-party enrollment platforms. So I'm sure most of you are aware, like a lot of PPOs have gone non-commissionable. A lot of them have gone to paper apps only. They're trying to slow the roll down on PPO enrollments. So that is why. Terry, when you switch back from plan details, then you have to uncheck my appointed plans. Is there a way to fix that so it doesn't happen every time? I didn't notice that it did that, Terry. I'll have to look into that. Vicky, if I'm not contracted with the carrier for a plan it is quoting on, I cannot fill out an app for it, correct? Correct, Vicky. You would not have that apply button if you're not able to write it. So I'll stress too, like that quoting with the my appointed plans unchecked is also really great for agents to see, the products that are available and maybe the carriers they need to be contracted with. So if you have a carrier you need to get contracted with, or you're interested in, starting to use this technology to write your apps, please get with us. We would love the opportunity to work with you and, help you save more time, right? Write 79% more apps. We want to help you do that. We don't charge for this technology. We are 100% dedicated to your success. And this is how we are doing that. Kiara, can you only do this on Medicare app? I only use Link. So Kiara, Medicare app and Medicare Link, we will eventually be getting rid of. So you cannot do voice signatures on those either. So I would encourage you this AEP to start, using Integrity Connect and starting to get familiar with it. Stephen, so wonderful to have one place. Absolutely. Thank you. Anna, do I have to go over those benefits on the voice recording? Yes. If it's in that pre-enrollment statement box, those are all required to go over per CMS. From Medicare app, it auto-populates the customer info. Will it not do that in Integrity? I guess I don't know specifically what you're talking about, Anna. It will auto-populate the customer's information into the application. Yes. At the end of the voice signature, what was that about? Multiple applications. Can you do one voice signature for two apps like husband and wife? I did not read that one specifically. I'll have to go back and read that word for word to understand it. And like I said, you're more than welcome to come in here and practice. Just don't hit that submit button when you're doing a practice one. Lance, that was great. Thank you so much. This is an awesome tool. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Muthani. Is there a version to read to customer in Spanish? Great question. There currently isn't a Spanish version on here, but I know that a lot of our Spanish agents, they use that Google Translate and they just have the entire Google window translated in Spanish. Anna, is there a way to upload Medicare app data? There is not a way. Well, technically there is, Anna. If you go into Medicare app, you can export your contacts. And then when you're in the clients tab here, you can import them, okay? But when you are using the import feature, you have to have phone number and email. So it might not import, all of your people in Medicare app because you might not have both phone and email on there. Just be aware of that. Eric, the links that are filling out only goes to Connect, right? Therefore, we need to do those apps there to have updated info. It does not go to Medicare app. Correct. So if you're using like our Get Synced feature, any of our links and marketing materials that are in Integrity Connect, it only comes back into Integrity Connect. It does not talk to any other third-party platforms. Moon, can you permanently remove tags that are no longer needed, not just from a specific contact? I've never been asked that question, Moon. But that's a great question. We can figure that out. And maybe it's something, yeah, you can look right here on custom tags. There's a little trash button. So yes. Patricia, how can I delete an unlinked policy if my client has deceased? I don't have his contact and integrity anymore. Great question, Patricia. I would recommend creating a contact that is maybe first name. I'm trying to get creative here. Maybe first name unlinked and then last name policy, or maybe first name deceased, last name policy, and then you can make up a phone number, make up an email, use someone's phone number or email, and then you can link all of those policies to that one contact record. And then you can delete that contact record if you want, but maybe just keep it that way. You just have that contact to keep linking those deceased policies to. Stephen, while I hate that only 30% of PDPs are commissionable, can you use electronic signature on non-commissionable products? Stephen, you'll be able to see that when you're running a quote. We tell you if the plan is commissionable or not. And then if you're able to write it, it'll have an apply button. So I believe WellCare PDPs that are non-commissionable, you can write on here. But like Humana's basic PDP, it's non-commissionable and you cannot write it on here. So it just depends on how the carrier is letting us do that. Brenda, can you show again where it indicates commissionable, non-commissionable? Yep. So you have to run a quote to do that. So in the client, you open the client record, start a quote, health, and then you will, again, want to uncheck My Appointed Plans. Gotta let it load first. Oh, hold on, let me go to, well, I can leave it on 2026. Uncheck that. And then this is where it's gonna tell you if it's commissionable or not. So green check mark, commissionable. Green check mark, green check mark. Ooh, red minus, not commissionable. Moon, also, can you filter contacts by county? That is not available yet. I've been asking for that, Moon, and hopefully they'll have more contact information filters. I feel like that's what we need. We need county, we need state, we need date of birth. Like when you're in your clients here to the right, there's filters, and you can filter your contacts however you want to see them. Oh, let me go back to the other portal real quick. That staging account does not have all the amazing filters that we offer, but no, county is coming soon. You can view by the map. So when you're on your clients tab, this little ... change view, you can change this to the map. So if you know where the county is, you can come in here and zoom in and see, where your clients are. Okay, which I don't have any in here, so it's not going to work for me, but it'll work for you. Eric, one thing I noticed is y'all pushed data last year, but I don't see MBIs from Medicare App and Connect when I unhide, and I need that for things. That might be some data we were not allowed to push over, most likely. I know we were able to pull contact information and like their product preferences, but I don't know that we were able to push MBIs. Susan, am I missing where we can put CSNP, DSNP? Yeah, so it's when you're in the quotes on the right-hand side, that's where all the filters are. So that's where you'll be able to see special needs plans, okay? Health. Over here on the right, you can select special needs. Moon, thanks, love you, mean it. Rudy EIS rocks. Lila, how often are things like doctors and meds updated in the platform? So we have a direct feed with the carriers, with the provider information, prescription information. So it's as they update it, right? And I will say, like, our data is 98% accurate. No platform is 100% accurate. It is, we are all human, right? So whether the doctors are kind of taking their time, or the carriers are taking their time, or it could be a lot of different reasons, but I will say, like, the IntegrityCONNECT data is going to be your most accurate out of all of them. All right, I don't see any more questions coming through. Thank you again so much for taking the time to get on this training. Hopefully you all feel confident in doing that voice signature process. And I believe I will be doing another training on a different feature next week. So maybe see you next week. Hope you all have an amazing AEP, and just know Eldercare is here for you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.